say it's in a good space. Let's start with the fact that we aren't bleeding listeners, much like other territories around the world. Your Australias, your UK, and your US, which are the three territories that we most align ourselves with. Because our radio market is very strong. Let's just get that one out of the way. Because EFM is out here being the third most listened to radio station in the world. If we can fly that flag, leave us alone. Also, data is still an issue. It's still expensive in the country. But I love the fact that podcasts are happening. I absolutely love it. In fact, us as the 947 Breakfast Club, we recorded 3 podcasts and we want to go into the podcasting space. But it has to be a natural extension. And that's the thing about podcasting, is that it has to be a natural extension. Even if you were never on radio, if you have a podcast, it has to be a natural extension of who you are, right? So my favorite podcast is called The Read. It's this guy and the girl, they're American, and they basically just speak about things that have been happening in the past week, pop things. But their personalities were the original thing before the podcast. So it's a natural extension of who they are. And that's where the success comes. So with radio, podcasting is great, and is podcasting something that we all should be going towards. Also, just to know who's listening to you, because that's data that you can know. I know that Anele is 34, she's a mother, and she's downloading my podcast. So as a data builder, we need that, and especially so that you can know, all right, so if there is 50,000 people downloading my podcast, obviously, they're an extension of the 947 Breakfast Club. So at any given level, there's 50,000 people who are interested in what you have to say. And that's something that's gold that you can sell to the advertiser, right? So I think that's where it's going, but very slowly. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. I've spoken about the data issues and just also the execution of it. It can't be something, like I said, that's forced.